paint a water drop. A solid form, but it's translucent. It looks like a translucent glass ball. It has inside walls, which is we can see through it. I also have outside wall, and it's very smooth. Catch the shadow on the surface. Take a look, and we're gonna draw one big water drop over here. It's almost like a circle, like that. There's the water drop, and maybe a little more rounded at the bottom over here. Spend a little more time in fine-tuning the contour line. There's a catch the shadow underneath over here, so we're gonna do this very softly. And there's some highlight in here, so when we paint the highlight, make sure that we're gonna leave the highlight. And on the top over here, because the top over here also catch the shadow for the inside. For the demonstration, I'm gonna ignore the other water drop next to it, just only one. And they are very similar because under the same lighting of the background, which is the leaves, as well as painted through the water drop. But only leave the highlight. We don't want to touch it. We keep it light. So I'm gonna use this bigger brush. You can change the color you want. I maybe want to make it into a little bit more green colors, or you want to change it to a little brown color if you want. Okay, we're gonna mix with this green color. That will be fine. Okay, here what we're gonna do. I'm gonna paint it, even though if you want, you can make it even darker. So we're gonna paint it through here because inside over here is darker than the outside background colors. So you can actually paint it through. We can paint it through, but when we get into the highlight area, make sure you paint it around it. Because this is the only thing that we need to protect. Okay, we're going to do it faster with more paint. Now here we go. We're going to paint it down here, keep going. Okay, now under here, it has some reflected light, like the growing light at the bottom. That we can use the lifting off technique to pick it up. So we just roughly painted the leaf. That's the background. Right? Now over here, we're gonna start making changes in here. First, we're gonna make this area look a little bit lighter. We use lifting off technique. We use that a lot. And take it out. Now you can see we can area by area to finish. We're gonna lift it up. And now I'm gonna use even bigger brush, this flat brush, to clean it. So I'm gonna lift it up a bigger area, use bigger brush. Like that. Now this side now appear to be lighter. Now what I'm gonna do now, since the area here is still wet, so I'm going to start painting maybe something in the background. So I'm gonna take a little darker color and maybe make it darker green. So make the blue with a little yellow color, and I'm going to paint it a little those veins. Some soft, some a little bit sharper. And you can come back to paint it a little bit more detail if you want to. Right? Over here, this is pretty wet, so I'm gonna leave it, come back later. Just paint it a little bit background. Like this. Just suggestion. That. Now, as we're doing this, I think down here is getting dry. Now, what we're gonna do, I'm gonna paint it a little color for the catch the shadow. So what I'm gonna do, I'm going to mix a little darker colors. It looks like I have a little bit red color in it. Now I'm gonna have this color, which have a little bit red color. Looks like a little bit brown because have some red color in it. So what I'm gonna do, now I'm going to putting that right under the edge over here. Serve as catch the shadow. And over here at the center, it has some growing effect, but we can lift it up after it dries. On this side. Okay, and then we can come back to soften it. Okay, now what I want to do now, I'm just going to use the clean brush. Just simply tap on the edge. So that it's soft, gradually soft, and blending into the background. Like that. That's the first round. We can come back to do another round. Now at the same time now, I'm going to go back over there. It's similar color. So I'm going to take this color, have a little bit yellow. But you want to see the value first before you see what color, the temperature of the colors, warm color, cool color, yellow, more red. And you want to see how dark is it. So up here, we're going to paint it the dark color right here. Okay, and I'm going to use the middle part of the brush. It just act like a blender and blend it over. Now it's good. Now I'm going to start making a little bit details, reflected details from the leaves inside the water drop. Now here you go. Give a little big. There we go. Like that. And have a little bit over here. It's supposed to be, I paint it again. Come back after it dries. There is something see-through from the leaf underneath. This. Okay, mostly everything's there. So we're gonna let it dry for a couple minutes. Now the paper already dried, so we're ready to come back for the second round. The second round, we're gonna do it for the outside as well as the inside. So I'm gonna take the little bit more yellow color. I want to have the color a little bit darker, so have the yellow green colors mixed like this. Okay, add a little bit more water. Now here we go. I'm going to starting from the outside, going inside. Actually the edge over here is pretty merged into inside the water drop area. It's important that you have the habit of always observe from the reference from the setting before you doing the paintings. Coming over here, I can paint it over here. That good. And then paint it outside. Here we go. I'm painting it outside over here. And inside over here have a little bit more yellow, so I will come back to paint it that color next. Now I'm gonna come back to just take a little yellow color and paint it in here. Like that. I'm gonna clean my brush. And I see that over here a little bit lighter, so I just use the side of this brush, just lift it up a little bit and lift it up the color, have a little softer. And also in here I can see that it's pretty light, so I'm going to just lift up a little color so I can have a soft light over there. Just observe, pay attention. Now down here, I want to have it softly connect to the light area at the bottom. That's good. Now I want to come back to use the round brush. Now I'm going to give it a little bit darker at the catch the shadow area. So I mix these two colors, the red and the blue color, and with a little yellow color will turn into kind of brown color, a little bit more red, and this kind of color is good. Now I'm gonna come in here a little bit darker, a little bit darker. That's good. And a little bit sharper. That's good. Now I'm going to the top, doing this very much similar thing. And the top over here, a little bit darker. Right there. Good. Now, what I want to do now, have a little growing light effect. Just lift up a little color here. Just a little bit. And I'm going to give a little bit yellow color in this area. And after you dry, if you want to, come in to give a little bit more detail for the leaves, and you can do that for the environment. And you can see a little bit kind of lighter. The leaves, the vein have a little bit uneven feeling, have a little toning. So you just use lifting off colors. That is pretty easy to finish the water drop.
I hope this lesson is helpful for you. If this is your first time here, please subscribe and turn on the notification. I will see you in our next lesson.